The first time my husband came home late, sweat-soaked and grinning, I actually felt proud. He'd never cared about the gym before, but suddenly he was obsessed. He mentioned his new workout partner with a casual shrug, someone from his old college days, but the way he avoided saying his name stuck with me. Nights became later, weekends vanished into training sessions, and I started spending more time alone, my mind restless with questions I tried to ignore. The air in our house changed, thick with unspoken things, and even our dog seemed anxious whenever he left. One night I decided to surprise him at the gym, carrying his forgotten water bottle, but the front desk told me the place had closed early for repairs. My stomach dropped, and I drove home on autopilot, headlights smearing my tears across the windshield. When I walked in, the house was too quiet, but his car was parked out front. Upstairs, laughter, his, and a second voice I recognized from an old Facebook tag, back when we'd first started dating and he'd introduced me to his best friend. I stood outside the door, heart pounding, listening to them talk about old times and sneaking around. Then I heard my husband say, "She has no idea, does she?" I didn't wait for them to come out. I slammed the door behind me, my mind racing through every lie he'd told me about being too tired, about working late, about how I was paranoid. When he finally called, his voice shaky, he tried to spin it as a one-time mistake. But as the weeks passed, I realized it wasn't about the sex, or even the secrets, it was that he'd chosen someone who already knew the parts of him he'd never let me see. The betrayal wasn't just physical, it was that I'd been left out of the most honest part of his life, the one he'd kept hidden even from himself. People keep telling me to leave, to start over, but the truth is, I'm still tangled in the idea that maybe I never really knew him at all. Every argument now is a rehearsal for the final goodbye, but I can't stop replaying the moment I realized I'd been the outsider in my own marriage. Sometimes I wonder if the real betrayal was his, or if it was my own denial, clinging to the comfort of not asking questions I didn't want answered. And that's what haunts me most, knowing I was just as invested in the lie as he was.